This is Part Eckert. Fine liquids, premium waters, and more. Your water lifestyle company for Europe and the UK, and sometimes for all over the world. Okay, ähm, zuallererst vielleicht ein paar Worte in Deutsch, bevor es hier losgeht heute Abend. Es ist jetzt 19:49 um 20 Uhr startet unsere eigentliche Besprechung und es ist so, dass ähm, wir heute sprechen werden mit der Firma AQUAPORIN. Und da bin ich eigentlich sehr dankbar für, dass wir mit denen sprechen, weil wir da was ganz Besonderes entdeckt haben. Und in der heutigen Zeit etwas Besonderes zu entdecken, ist an sich schon besonders. Ja, also wir sind da sehr froh. Wir kommen da nachher drauf, was das überhaupt ist und worum es hier geht. Ähm, Nur nachher ist wieder alles auf Englisch und ich denke, wir haben ja auch eine deutschsprachige ähm, Community und für die ist es halt auch dann ein bisschen schwierig, immer alles auf Englisch. Ja? Und von daher würde ich gerne mal so kurz anreißen, worum es heute gehen wird. Ja, bei mir war das so, ich habe vor, ich schätze mal, 15, 20 Jahren angefangen, mich für das Thema Wasser zu interessieren. Gar nicht so groß, sondern einfach nur, ich wollte ein gutes Wasser haben und fand es äußerst schwierig, dieses gute Wasser zu finden. Und uns ist es ja im Grunde auch gar nicht so sehr bewusst. Das heißt, wir gehen relativ unbewusst Wasser einkaufen und kaufen dann eben das Wasser, was gerade im Angebot ist oder da ist. Und ja, wenn es dann eben nicht ganz so gut schmeckt, dann schmeckt es halt nicht ganz so gut. Aber hey, das ist unser Hauptlebensmittel und ich finde, es sollte schon schmecken. Und dann dachte ich mir eben vor vielen, vielen Jahren, ich möchte ein Wasser, das mir schmeckt. Und habe mich auf die Reise gemacht. Und habe hier und da das ein oder andere gute Wasser gefunden und bin dann auf die verrückte Idee gekommen, ich will mein eigenes Wasser machen. Perfekt. Also ein absolutes Perfektionswasser mit all den Eigenschaften. Cheers. Aber was sollen das für Eigenschaften sein? Und dann habe ich mich so langsam eingearbeitet und ja, irgendwann habe ich gemerkt, ähm, das perfekte Wasser gibt es nicht, sondern es gibt unglaublich viele, unglaublich gute Wässer. Und habe das sehr genossen, diese Wässer zu trinken, zu kosten. Und ja, so war das eben. Das war mein Weg. Und dabei bin ich dann ein paar Leuten begegnet, die gesagt haben, hey, ich habe hier eine Maschine. Und diese Maschine ist dafür da, um bei dir zu Hause für perfektes Wasser aus der Leitung zu sorgen. Und da dachte ich, wow, wie soll das gehen? Also perfektes Wasser aus meiner Leitung. Ich weiß ja noch nicht mal, von wo bekomme ich dieses Wasser, was da aus der Leitung kommt. Ja, dann erzähl doch mal, was hast du denn da? Und da bin ich dann das erste Mal in Kontakt gekommen mit Wasseraufbereitungsanlagen. Also wenn du vorher damit nichts zu tun hast, dann ist was ist Wasseraufbereitung? Ne? Du machst eigentlich einen Wasserhahn auf, Wasser kommt raus, trinkst du, schmeckt oder trinkst du, schmeckt nicht. Das kann man aufbereiten, da kann man was. Okay, dann was habt ihr denn? Und dann habe ich mir die ganzen Systeme angeguckt und dachte, naja, so ein Wasser will ich eigentlich gar nicht haben. Ähm, Ich hätte gern Quellwasser, natürliches Wasser und all diese Maschinen, die können vielleicht irgendwas, aber sie können nicht wirklich meinen Durst nach natürlichem Wasser, nach Quellwasser stillen. Und da war ich ganz lange total unzufrieden. Ich habe hier jemandem zugeguckt, da geguckt und fand aber alles nicht so spannend. Ja. Da hat auch jeder so seine eigene Philosophie und ich glaube, da muss auch jeder seine eigene Lösung finden. Und seit wir Fine Liquids betreiben und mit Fine Liquids eben Premium-Wässer aus allen Ecken und Enden der Welt verkaufen, kommen natürlich die Leute auch und fragen und sagen, hey, ihr, ihr verkauft hier die besten Wässer des Planeten. Wie würdet ihr denn das Wasser aufbereiten? Und da war ich immer wieder so in der Bredouille. Was mache ich jetzt? Also will ich jetzt, dass jemand bei uns Premiumwasser kauft oder will ich ihm eine gute Lösung für sein Leitungswasser verkaufen? Und eigentlich wollte ich das nie. Aber dann ist uns etwas begegnet, was es so bis dahin für mich auf dem Markt nicht gab, nicht präsent war. Und das hat mich dann schon überzeugt, auch die Leidenschaft im Projekt. Und darüber wird es heute Abend gehen. Also ab 20 Uhr, in 5 Minuten geht das los. In 5 Minuten starten wir mit unserem heutigen offiziellen Teil. Und da freue ich mich sehr drauf. Für die deutsche Zuhörerschaft, wir werden heute Abend zu dritt sein. Wir werden jemanden aus Dänemark dabei haben und wir werden den Milin Patel aus London mit dabei haben. Und ja, London, Milin Patel ist unser bester Mitarbeiter. Auf den sind wir sehr stolz. Er ist zertifizierter Wassersommelier und Wassertechnologe und baut gerade im UK sozusagen das zweite Standbein von Fine Liquids auf. Auch nicht unbedingt leicht jetzt in Zeiten von Corona, nichts läuft so wirklich, alles ist schwierig. Also alles, was bei uns schwierig ist, ist auch in England schwierig und durch den Brexit nochmal eine Nummer mehr. Ähm, Gerade heute habe ich wieder 2 Pakete zurückbekommen, die eigentlich schon zum zweiten Mal im UK waren und da gibt es dann Schwierigkeiten beim Zoll, da drehe ich manchmal schier durch. Ich mich wirklich frage, wie konnte denn das passieren? Und auch die Briten fragen sich das eigentlich, wie das passieren konnte, dass ja, der Brexit alles so schwierig macht. Aber gut, das wird sich einspielen und dann wird es auch klappen. Ja. Okay, dann lass uns mal ein bisschen Zeit überbrücken. Ähm, Wir werden die Lösung, über die wir heute Abend sprechen werden, in Kürze bei uns im Shop verfügbar haben. Oh, ich glaube, da kommt jemand rein. Mal schauen. Ja, da kommt jemand. Okay. Hello. Guten Abend.
Hey
Hi.
guys,
You're welcome. Can you hear me?
I can hear you,
Cool.
and I assume you can hear me too.
Yes.
Cool.
So glad to have you here. This was a very spontaneous thing. So I'm very glad to have you here.
Yeah. No, it's a
Huh.
good idea to make it this week.
Yes.
Yeah.
So because I think you know where you are want to, what you want to talk about. I know what I want to ask you, and so there is nothing new for me, nothing new for you, but
Yeah,
I think something special for the audience.
yeah, I agree. Also, when I asked you about the questions, I was like, I already know it, But my colleague Ed, who is the VP of Marketing and Branding, he hasn't been here for as long as I have, so he doesn't know all the answers. So he was like, "If I'm gonna participate, I need to know the question."
Okay, cool.
But I think Kim will participate. Kim is our sales director.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I was just thinking it would be a good dynamics if we were more than one.
Yeah. We have to wait for Kim and we have to wait for Milin. Milin will always also join us today. And I just started, so we are still live on Twitch right now. And yes, I'm very glad to have you here. You know, the first time when we get in touch with your company, and I did not set the name of your company till now because I wanted to wait. But the first time when I get in contact with your company, it was a bit like, hoppla, was ist das? What's that? And this was something very special for me because I never had that before. I'm in the market of waters, I think since 10, 15 years deeply. And I think most of the water filtration systems are very, very boring. Oh, I think there's coming someone in. Just let me take a look. Oh no, this was just WhatsApp. But what I want to say is, most of the time, I think the people are not aware of, hey, this is my water, this is my home, and there is an issue I have to solve, something where I have to think about, looking for a solution. And when they are looking for the solutions, they are very, very overloaded with so many systems you can take. But all in all, it's not about so many systems, so many producers or companies, but the systems are not that big. A small. It's there is not so many things which are innovative. Okay, Kim Anderson is coming in. So, hello.
Hey, Kim.
Hello, hi.
Hey, good evening.
Good evening.
So, here you are, Kim. This is me, Pat Eckert from Fine Liquids.
Hi.
Hi. So, for you to know, we are live at Twitch TV just right now.
Okay.
Tina still came in, now you came in, and we are waiting for Milin Patel from London. I think he will join us in the next minute, I hope so. So how are you, Denmark?
Just great, actually.
And I think, Pat, what you just said just before Kim joined, being in the water industry, it's very much technical focus. You don't really consider the end user that much. It's very much technical performance specifications and facts.
Yeah.
It's very old fashioned. It's not a lot of innovative marketing work done at all. It's primarily printed brochures and so on.
Yeah.
I think there is just a lack of understanding that regular consumers need to be educated and you need to develop products that appeal to them.
Yeah.
It's not that you have the facts right. It's like buying a car. You don't buy a car just to get from point A to B. You also buy one that you like with all the features you like.
So, until Mr. Milin Patel will join us, how was your World Water Week until now? Very busy in Denmark? How is the situation with COVID? In Germany, we had a little spring feeling, but now everything went down again. So how are you in Denmark? I heard you want to open everything after the Easter weekend.
It's actually when this vaccine plan When everybody above 50, we will open totally for everything in Denmark. And that happens in May. So, and I've joined that club, so...
So you're playing safe.
Yeah.
And then restaurants will open after Easter for outdoor serving.
Yeah.
Yeah. So slowly.
I think the people are missing that. I've been very patient with my family, but there is a feeling, I must say, we want to get back into life. This is very, very hard. And we felt, oh, it's coming back. We were in lockdown for over half a year, but now it's very, very hard. I will write a notice to Milin because I think, hey, what's wrong with you? Where are you? Just give me a minute. We always have that troubles with the time zone.
No, yeah.
But we talked about that today, so I hope he will join us.
You can always blame Brexit.
Yeah, this is what we already do. Exactly. Yeah. So I really hope that Denmark goes the right way with this Corona opening strategy.
What's the situation in Germany? When are you opening? Do you know that?
No, we wanted to open step by step, but now the steps are getting back, and this doesn't feel really good because the perspective is going away, disappears, and this is very hard for the young guys, for the companies, for the people, for the kids. So we wanted to go to the zoo. Now they closed again. Phew. So I don't know what's wrong with Mr. Milin Patel. So he knows that we are waiting for him. We are starting now. This is. I don't want to wait you too long because I said we want to make half an hour. First of all, Fine Liquids is a portfolio distributor for international premium waters, but Milin and I, we spoke a lot about opening to be a water lifestyle company because we mentioned you cannot bring the people awareness and consciousness about good waters without giving concepts of bringing good all-day drivers into their lives. And a premium water never will be an all-day driver because it's something special like a good wine from California or stuff like that. It's as it is. So it needs to have a solution for the homes. And in the 15 minutes before we met, I told our audience in German language that I was always on the search for something like that and that I've always been bored about that solutions. And yes, I thought, okay, this must be a good solution, but at the end, I wasn't satisfied with that. And then Milin came to me and told me he met people from the company AQUAPORIN in Denmark at the Fine Water Summit in Stockholm 2019, and he was completely fascinated. And when someone tells me about fascination of a water filter system, not even easy to get fascinated too. So I said, okay, Milin, come on, speak with me, tell me what are they doing? It must be the same than everybody does. And he said, no, he does. They don't do the same than everybody else. And this was the reason why we talked about bringing a filter system into fine liquids to give people an idea of clean up their tap water. And I think we can be very proud to bring that into our portfolio, to open it up. And um, I think we will get the first order, the first pallet from you in the next 2 or 3 weeks, so that we can sell your product over Germany, maybe Europe, and the UK too. And I'm very, very happy about that. But the reason why I am happy about that is something that you have to explain to the people out there. So, what is the difference between a normal reverse osmosis filtration system to yours? What does AQUAPORIN means?
So maybe to start from the scratch, and also to the people that are not familiar with what an aquaporin is, it's not only our company name, but it's actually the active protein that is transporting water in nature. So in all living organisms, in our own kidneys and in the trees outside, you have aquaporin proteins purifying water. And that's a discovery that was made in the 90s, and a scientist called Peter Eckert got the Nobel Prize in Chemistry for that discovery in 2003. And a few years later, our company was founded with the vision of using that protein for water filtration. Primarily, you've seen the protein being used for skin diseases and research in that industry. So we're the only company looking at this natural component for water filtration. We are working with different membrane technologies, and one of them is reverse osmosis technology. That's conventional technology. It's been known for many years, about, 40, 50 years old. It works great. It does the job when you talk about desalination and so on. Part of what we have also learned is that when you look at residential water treatment, it's not enough that you just get rid of all the contaminants and so on. You also want to appeal to people. And since we are using a natural ingredient in our filters, in our membrane, there's a technical difference to that. But for the people outside of the water industry, I guess to use the word filter is fine. But we're using reverse osmosis technology to purify water in the same way as conventional RO membranes doing it today. What we're doing is to navigating some of the water flow through the aquaporin proteins. We have reached a level now where we are on par with the world's best RO membranes. So we are proud of that. The next quest is to go even further and develop what we want to call like design water or water fit for purpose, where you look at more what type of water do you want, and then design your water treatment towards that. And as you say, Pat, there's a difference between the mineral waters, the water that you enjoy for special occasions and so on, and the water you drink every day. And the job we do is making sure that the water you drink every day is clean and healthy.
This sounds really amazing. So there is these reverse osmosis that we all know from these spaceships and what they did to recycle the water they had, so that they can live in outer space, because without that technique it would not be it could not get real. But when you are getting into these aquaporin proteins, there is, for me, this is just like Alice in Wonderland. You are opening something that not has been there before. So can you explain how these proteins work? You said this is something that's been found, and you are working with that. It's like in natural systems, it is working. But is there something you can tell us about how this is going? I think an aquaporin protein is nothing living inside your filter system. So what have you done to build up these natural way of filtration?
So growing proteins is something that you do for many industries. There's not much news to that. You do that a lot. You produce via fermentation. What we have achieved and what is unique is that we can now take the protein out of its natural environment and put it into an artificial environment and make it work. So it's not like small people at work living inside our membranes or anything like that. It's an active cell. But I often get that question when we are out at conferences and so on. They're always asking, so the aquaporins, are they alive? They're not. They're active, but they are not living. So an active cell, which we insert into a vesicle structure, where you then channel the water through the vesicle structures. So this we all add up to a formulation, which is what we call the AQUAPORIN Inside formulation, which we produce here. And only a handful of people know how you do that, because that's like the Coca-Cola recipe. You don't want to give that out. But we're then using that formulation in the membrane production. So that is incorporated into the layers when you produce an RO membrane.
Okay, so if there are any secrets, we will leave them at your company. We won't scratch it out to look inside, no. But it's an amazing story, and I'm really happy to bring that into our portfolio, as I said before. There is one thing, I'm not as deep inside of these technical system like the missing Mr. Milin Patel would be. Hello, Milin, where are you? I don't know. So, my question is, sometimes people ask me, and what is happening to the minerals in the reverse osmosis filtration system you have here or you have here? Because there are companies, they just filter the water and then the job is done. Other companies are filtering the water, and after that, there comes a point of remineralization or stuff like that. So, what is happening with aquaporin after the water is filtered? So, what is the end product from tap water coming in, clean water coming out? What happens to the mineralization?
With the reverse osmosis treatment, you do remove all minerals basically. You can find a few, but it is what it's doing. It's removing all contaminants, and when you do that, you unfortunately also have to remove the good stuff. If you want to add minerals, that's post-treatment step. That's not something we work with. It's not related to membrane technology, but it's something that you can buy, you could say, on the side and install as a post-treatment.
Okay, I thought that this would be the answer. I'm a real big fan of low TDS waters because everybody has to make a decision, and most of the people are not aware of which decisions you can make regarding to water. So most of the people, they have their standard water and nothing more. So, but I know when I had a workout, I have to drink a water with a high mineral content to bring the minerals back into my body. But most of the time, I'm a big fan of low TDS waters, just like Lofoten. Lofoten is one of my favorites. It's from Norway, and it just got a TDS from 20. And this is a very low mineralized water. And so, do you have a idea when you say that aquaporin is bringing all the mineralization out, what the TDS will be at the end? Because in nature we have starting at 20 TDS. Is aquaporin below or over that? Do you know that? Have you an idea of that?
Yeah, actually, we are in the same neighborhood, so between 15 and 20.
Okay. So, and there is another thing. You know how your water tastes like. And most of the water sommeliers out there, I'm no water sommelier, I'm just somebody who drinks water very often, and I love drinking water. And most of the sommeliers are have they say low mineralized waters are all tasting the same. They are tasting very empty. But this is not what I taste. When I taste low mineralization waters, I always taste the differences. And this could not be, this has nothing to do with the TDS, but all the sommeliers are telling you about the TDS. Sorry, Milin, this would be your part, but you're not here. So, what do you think? You know your system working in Denmark, maybe working in other parts of the world. Do you have a feeling for the taste of the water after it went through your filtration system?
Actually, I think it goes back to your answer or your. It's it's a matter of choice. Either you drink awful water full of stuff you don't want, unwanted particles, and then you buy a cheap bottle of water, or you just purify your own water and enjoy the fresh water without any kind of unwanted particles and stuff. So, but I must admit, when I started at AQUAPORIN 1.5 years ago, I was used to drink normal tap water. But every day I only drink our own RO water now. It's like like you say, yeah, it's fantastic. It just it's soft, it's enjoyable. So yeah, I cannot
Cool,
say it anyways. Yeah.
cool. So I saw you just held your glass. Kim, do you have one glass too? Can we make a
Sorry,
cheers together?
sorry, I don't have a glass
Then
here.
just with you, Tine. Okay, cheers. Oh, look at that. Mr. Milin Patel is joining us. Wait, where are you? Milin? Ah, Milin is gone. Why? Come on back in. Nah.
But in terms of taste, we've also gotten some positive feedback on the water for cooking. I guess that's not something you consider when you buy bottled water, at least not most places. But if you have a water purifier in your household, it's also very common to use that water for cooking.
Yeah. We in my household we tried several systems, and I was never really satisfied with all of them. If I would have been, we would not have get in touch with AQUAPORIN. But what I really know is the consciousness is very necessary to that, because when you are starting to realize that water is not even water, everything is changing, and this is a real big thing to me. I never valued that before. My journey started at the moment when I thought, oh, what was that? This was water. What was that? Salt. This water does not taste good. I never want to buy that water again. Blah. And then I started, to oh, Milin again. So, oh, I think he will join. Yes. And then I started, and I've gone on a journey, and today I'm meeting you and Mr. Milin Patel. Hey, hello.
Hey everybody.
Welcome.
Hey.
How is everyone?
Good, thank you. Yourself?
Very well, team. Very well. Hey Kim.
Hi.
And Pat.
Yeah, fine. Milin, we just started, and I think I made a very good job with my German English.
Fantastic.
Today we had a phone call, Milin and me, and we spoke about how we want to do that interview today. And it was a moment when we said, "Hey, Milin, you are so much more deeper inside of the technical thing." And now, after the last 20 minutes, I think, no, I'm in it too. So, but all in all, Milin, we just talked a little bit. I will give the words to you because we always introduced and started. So it's up to you
Fantastic.
to ask our guests your next question.
Okay, yeah. So, well, thank you. I was taking this call was at 8 GMT, but it's okay. I'm here. I'm live. I was just working away on the desk while you called, so I was on my desk, but just working away. So, first of all, the water technology side of things. This is what's going to make our futures for us, for our kids and future generations, the way forward. And I wish they would teach this at school as part of the curriculum, how to manage water and how to filter it. So I believe from these conversations that we're having for our audience, also, we hope we inspire and hydrate the imagination, and for others to think carefully about how they select their water. The areas that we live in the UK, in London, Heidelberg, Germany, and in Denmark, you guys are just outside of Copenhagen. The water quality is good, but with infrastructure in cities, it's challenging at times, especially with older infrastructure. And the demand of water, can the treatment plants keep up with treating the water at the rate that we consume, especially during the summer months? So I'm very glad that AQUAPORIN are on this call today. It's taken a little while for us to get here with conversations and looking at the technologies and looking at who we would like to partner with and have these discussions. So really, we would like to ask you a couple of questions for our audiences to understand the wonderful world of AQUAPORIN, how it works, etc. So I think the first question would be, how does the AQUAPORIN work?
Now Pat can answer that.
Yeah.
we still did that. Yeah, we still did that because you were a bit late today.
At 8 p.m. GMT, it's 8 p.m. UK time, Pat, not 7.
We're working on that.
Okay. Hey, it's only time zones. We're here. So you've gone through the sort of questions, etc., in regards to the AQUAPORIN. Well, then for me, I think it's a very beautiful combination of what we are doing as water technologists, water sommeliers, the passion for water. And I believe the balance of respecting Mother Nature, the source of water, like we do with the fine wine or a fine whiskey, is important as we respect the source. But looking at ways to filter and have confidence with tap water at home, if it's taste, if it's, say, contaminant or odor issues in that area, it encourages individuals to drink tap water. And I'm very grateful, and I keep on saying this for this call, because I believe we are uniting our passion for natural bottled waters from an ethical source. We work with a bunch of brands globally. Tonight, I am enjoying Iskilled, and it's something that I want to make clear that I do not drink just bottled water. I'm a big fan of tap water, but I like to play with the taste of water and creating a lifestyle. And I believe having that respect of each to treat bottled water from a natural source like a fine wine, something that you savor, something that you enjoy. But then with the AQUAPORIN technology, having that confidence in tap water or just improving the tap water that you drink, for hydration purposes for yourself and for the family, and cutting down on commoditized plastic waste, plastic bottles that is riddling our planet. And you know, I believe every single city has this problem. I've been on the streets of London asking questions, just of passers-by in central London, you know, what do you drink? Oh, we drink tap water or filtered tap water, but they may be coming out of a store with bags just full of the commoditized plastic. So I think it's giving consumers, everybody that drinks water, a beautiful option, a natural option that is incredible because it's using the aquaporin protein, which Pat is now an expert on. Yeah. So, you know, it was really to marriage what we are doing and taking it a step further and describing the taste, you know, pre-filtration, post-filtration, looking at the mineral composition, the TDS, the total dissolved solids for our listeners, which provides the water with its taste, mouthfeel, and, you know, hopefully we can do further blogs on the influence of aquaporin in regards to the production of teas, coffees, wines and foods, and just, you know, giving water that respect and creating that lifestyle with it. So for me today, all day, Thames water, tap water, filtration. But this evening, I will enjoy, just to pay homage to Denmark, will be this beard, which is a beautiful water. And let me see if I can just show you a little trick with this. Let's see if it works. So I'm going to open it up. I'm going to open this bottle. Let me just pour a glass over here. Let's see if this works. This is live, okay? This is live. Let's see if this works. So you have a nice clear bottle. Give it a good shake. Can you see it's gone cloudy?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that is the oxygen. Danish water, where it's come from a very deep natural artesian spring. Hopefully you can see it in the camera, but it's gone like a milky color. And all of that is oxygen content in this beautiful Danish water that we have here. So cheers.
Cheers.
So,
Hey audience, this is the reason why I love talking about water. Come on, did you ever expected to hear so many aspects from just water? That's it.
All right. The conversations flows. Definitely the conversations flow in regards to water. And I believe what Aquaporin have been doing, the graduate scheme that you guys have also, is definitely something that should be, like I said before, incorporated in every single curriculum, giving the youngsters, individuals, or anyone that drinks water, I guess that's all of us, you know, the fundamental understanding of water scarcity, improving and enjoying it, because it is life at the end of the day. So yeah, so that's it from me really. I just wanted to bridge that gap of fine water, like people treat fine whiskies and wines, you know, have that enjoyment in the evening. You would have again, another beautiful Danish water, a natural water that I would sit in the evening and enjoy with the family, but then knowing from my hydration, if I've gone for a run or if I'm cooking some food, being able to control the type of water that comes out of the tap. And again, for our listeners, we are very, very fortunate and very lucky within 20 seconds to open that tap and have wholesome water. However, if you feel that your water requires filtration, then I would definitely consider installing a filtration device and remove yourself from commoditized plastic bottles. So that's sort of really where I just wanted to bridge that gap.
Okay, after you bridge that gap, there is one more thing we did not talk about until yet, and this is the point of that AQUAPORIN is a system that's very small. The most of the systems I know, they are really big, and there
That's right.
is where should I get it in my kitchen, here or there? Oh my God, it's so big. So AQUAPORIN is very small, and it's just like hidden technology, and it needs no plug-in power. So this is the second thing. It's very small. It needs just it needs no power, no electricity power, and you can hide it in your kitchen. Nobody will see it. And
That's right.
it seems to me it's very satisfying for me in my small kitchen. So
I must tell you the feedback that I've had in regards to water filtration for the house. Individuals spend money on, nice kitchens. It's a focal point for the house. And I've had individuals where it's health related, or they need to improve the water that's coming from the tap. And the first thing is, I don't like the look of the filtration unit. It doesn't complement my kitchen. Okay.
yeah.
And I'm looking at the individual saying, this is about water filtration for your health and your well-being. Nope, sorry, I do not want it. It doesn't look great. But I believe at AQUAPORIN, you have really elegantly got the engineering side of it, 10 out of 10. But the Italian design, it's sexy. You've turned a water filter into something that is absolutely sexy, and it's got that eye appeal. So, it's got that designer look. It's sleek, very, very easy to install. I was just talking to an individual in London, and we were discussing the options of AQUAPORIN. And within 3 minutes, I just turned around and said, it's completely different than anything else that's on the market. I don't have to worry about power. I don't have to worry about complicated installation. And, I guess you guys have discussed how the AQUAPORIN works. It's not reverse osmosis. And I think there should be some legislation out there in regards to reverse osmosis for drinking water.
I'll have to there, Milin, just to get the facts right. It is still a reverse osmosis membrane. It's just we have our technology incorporated into when we produce the RO membranes. It's just not to, to get the facts right.
Yeah, but straight RO without, the AQUAPORIN membrane in, it strips everything out, so it's not selective. Is that correct?
It's the same with ours. What we have done with the purifier that we are selling now is, as you're saying, it's not as big, and the reason why it's not that big, it's because you don't have a huge buffer tank. Usually what you would do for the conventional, typically American systems, sort of where this business has originated, you have membranes with a very low flow rate, and because the membranes are working so slow, you need a buffer tank. So it's like purifying water all the time to the tank, and when you open your tap, the water goes from the tank to your tap.
Yeah.
The system that we're providing is with RO treatment, and you do get a low TDS water. But what we've done is that skipping the huge tank, you do have a 3 liters tank. That should be enough for you to get a nice glass of water. And it doesn't have a pump, which is something you do need to consider. So you do need to have sufficient water pressure in your household. Now that is very different. Some places you have no issues, some places you will have issues. That's just very local. You have to be aware of if you're on the 10th floor in an old building or wherever you're located. But right, it's been a challenge for us as well, because we originate from the membrane industry. We want to do something to get our products or our technology out to the consumers, but we don't want to do it necessarily in a conventional system. There should be room for improvement in this industry as well.
Understood. So you sort of touched on the TDS. So for example, if I had a total dissolved solid water, say of 250, passing it through the AQUAPORIN membrane, what would that reduce down to?
Usually you get about 20 ppm or milligrams per liter.
So it's turning it into a softer water,
Definitely.
which from a taste perspective, it's a lot softer. And in Denmark, it's very hard. You're hitting about 350, 400 in some regions.
600.
Even higher.
Yeah. Okay. In London, it's about 300, 320, maximum 350. So you do get that heavy, chalky sort of taste with the water. So if it's reducing it down, it's a lot softer, and potentially teas and coffee aromas do pop with that lower TDS when you're using that style of water. So okay, thank you for that, team. That's appreciated. So what's next for you guys? I know you're very hot on your industrial side of water treatment. Are there other innovative drinking water solutions with the Zero, or is there anything on the horizons for our audience?
We will be launching a new purifier soon. The Zero, the Zero is great, but it does have a shortfall when it comes to the pressure tolerance. You do need to have sufficient pressure, and you don't have that everywhere in the world.
When you say pressure, what is the maximum, minimum?
So you need a minimum of 2 bars pressure.
Okay.
In water pressure in your household to have Zero working properly.
Okay.
So we'll be introducing a system to meet the demand for places where you don't have that pressure level.
And when would that system be? Like a, say, small integrated pump, or?
Yeah, it will have a pump. Yeah.
Okay, I think that's one thing that I've noticed, and I was living in the city of Unz for nearly 10 months while I was working for the Facebook data center. There was discussions in regards to lowering pump speeds from the utilities to save energy across networks, and we do have that in the UK as well. It is a stable water pressure, but as you know, it takes a lot of energy to pump water around our very big cities. So I think definitely you are sort of looking at the future and incorporating a small pump to make that reliable water pressure to induce the AQUAPORIN filter to work to its optimum levels. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that.
Other than that, we are having a lot of fun with concentrating food and liquids. We have a different membrane category called forward osmosis, where you're like doing a natural filtration of water. So you're not using mechanical pressure. And we're using that for a lot of flavor enhancing. So you could take water out of basically any liquid, so that it leaves you with very concentrated aromas and taste.
Would that be something maybe in the brewing industry as an application?
Brewing industry, coffee industry, a lot of places where you want to use the taste for something.
Fantastic. And I think as a society, we want to explore new tastes, as water sommeliers, and like discovering water might have very subtle tastes, but it's something that I can't stop exploring. So yeah, I think exploring taste, new taste, or adapting with technology to create better taste profiles is definitely something worthwhile looking into. That's fantastic. And also, you guys were in Brave Blue World. Just to our audience, if you could just let them know about this, because for me, it's my perfect Friday night with some fine water and a bucket of popcorn to watch Brave Blue World over and over. So please let our audience know.
Well, I don't know how much there is to tell. We have been approached by them.
I think it
1.5 years ago, or
yeah, but I think it came from AQUAPORIN being in the book of Susan Hockfield.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The former MIT the former deacon of MIT, the first and only woman. So she wrote this fantastic book where we were like, I think we had 30, 40 pages inside, where she predicts the future technologies. And then a board member of the people around her actually approached her and asked her, who do we want to invite to this movie? And she just said AQUAPORIN. So that's why.
Beautiful.
Fantastic.
Beautiful. And all in all, what we are just talking about in this interview, this is the bridge to World Water Day for me. Because there are so many companies out there just making money. And yes, we all have to make money because we have to feed our children, have to live a good life. But when we are doing the things in a special way, we can make that more people are having the profit out of our work, not just the company itself. And this is the reason why I'm very happy to have you in our portfolio now. And I think this will be a successful story. And not just because of this documentary, but because of this innovation and the kind of how you are thinking, what your visions are. And this is my bridge from the just being a company to World Water Day, because this is something special where you can showcase people, hey, water is undervalued, and we have to realize that we cannot do it as we did it in the last 50 years. Fucked. Yes.
Totally agree with your comments, Pat, and I believe natural source, water technology, learn more about it, respect it more as society, and I believe it will be a positive future, and there will be clean water and sanitation for all, 100%, but it takes podcasts like this, individuals, from a variety of sectors within the water cycle, or communities that we are creating, to have these open discussions. And I've got this tag of hydrating the imagination, and I'm sure if we do that to one another, we get to learn from each other and make it a more positive outcome.
So Kim and Tine, we want to thank you really for your time in World Water Week for this short but long podcast. And we wish that you will stay safe, come through Corona without any issues. We wish the best to all of you in Denmark.
Yeah.
And we will have a good time together, I think. So that's it from my side.
I also want to thank you guys. It's a pleasure to also experience another side of the water industry, which is very different from the industrial water industry. So that's refreshing. Yeah.
Cool.
Definitely. I think very fortunate to have both the industrial side and the natural side, and it's a nice place to be. And I hope we can do future podcasts. We've got a collaboration going on, and let's spread the word. And I just thank you that we are at this point for World Water Day 2021. All this negativity that's happening in the world, we're uniting and bringing home a very good message. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Cool. And to our audience, hey, when you think this was good, give us a like or share this video on Twitch, share it on YouTube, IG, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you are. Because when you don't leave us this like, nothing will happen. So if you want to change the world, give us a like. It's not more to do. Come on. So have a nice time. Stay safe.
Yep. Hydrate the
Bye-bye.
imagination.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye. Bye.